Hi guys, long time no see. I just had a baby. She's 4 months old now, and I'm just sort of coming out of that newborn fog. So I haven't been posting on YouTube for a while, but I'm back. I'm sort of regaining my energy, and I want to keep inspiring you to stay creative, to practice lettering. So I've prepared this fun little lettering exercise we can try doing together. So we'll be practicing two different lettering styles. We'll practice some words and do some very simple lettering style, and then try to find the way to embellish those letters and words to make them a bit more flourished, maybe adding a bit more character and movement to the style. So I really hope you enjoy it. Grab your brush pens or dip pens and let's begin. So I thought we can have a little practice session where we're practicing a really simple lettering style and doing a stylized version of that word on the other side. So grab your page and imagine you're dividing your page vertically into half. So I'm going to do a simple version here and a stylized version here. And let's go ahead and start with the word dream. So I'm starting this word with the letter D. And I'm not going to loop this letter in any way. I'm just doing my downstroke in a very straight line like this. I'm still adding a bit of bounce to my letters, but I'm not adding any big loops or flourishes. Just keeping it all very simple. There we go. Then we're going to do a stylized version of this word, and I'm going to start by stylizing the letter D. So I'm starting it with this C shape, and then I'm going to add this lovely little entry flourish, and then keep going as normal. And right at the end, I'm going to flourish the letter M with a lovely little underline flourish. So let's give it a go. So as soon as I'm finishing my downstroke, I'm going to change the pressure to very light and then do this little flourish at the bottom by stretching my stroke to the left, making a little loop, making sure it's fairly oval here, and then stretching this thin stroke to the side. So there we go, very simple version and adding a bit more character to this version. The next word we're going to do is the word heart. So again, starting the letter H with a very simple downstroke. Again, adding bounds, but we're not really adding any style to this. And notice how I'm doing my letter T, and I'm doing my cross line in a very straight line. So it just adds to that simplicity. Whilst on this side, I'm going to start the letter H with a nice little loop. Then continue with the letter E. And when I get to the letter R, I might stylize it slightly. So I'm not going to do like a full flourish, but I might just do this. So this can look really nice in the middle of your word. And once you've done this, make sure you start your letter T very close to it. So we don't want to leave a big gap here. And then finish with a nice little cross line over the letter T. So again, notice how different these can look. The next word I'm going to letter is the word love. So I'm going to start this word with a very simple letter L, sort of very similar to the letter T. Make sure to space your letters very well. And I'm going to finish the letter E with a fairly long stroke, but again, nothing crazy, just a very simple style. On this side, I'm going to start the letter L with a little entry stroke, with a little loop like this. And I'm going to carry on like normal here, but when I reach the letter E, I'm going to add a little flourish right at the end. So notice what I've done here. I've sort of extended this exit stroke of this letter, and I made this little loop and guided my pen to the left in a very, very thin stroke. So when you do your flourishes, make sure that you're applying very, very light pressure. Lovely, so let's carry on. Let's do the word flowers. So that's a nice summery word. So I'm going to start with the letter F like this. So a bit different from my usual style. And it's a bit of a longer word, so maybe start it a bit more to the left. You have enough room. And then I'm starting my letter L very close to it, but I'm not actually joining these up. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know, as long as they don't look too far apart, it's perfectly fine. Quite a few letters in this word, so I'm just taking it easy and just doing it all in sort of a straight lettering style. There we go. And once I do this side, I'm going to start my letter F with a lovely entry stroke, and I'm also going to do this version of this letter. Then do the letter L with a loop like this, and I'm carrying on until I reach the letter R, which is a very, very common letter to flourish. And I might add a little flourish to the letter R. There we go. And I'm going to finish with the letter S, and I'm making sure that I'm starting the letter S very, very close to the letter R. And then just adding this long exit stroke and making it slightly curved. And again, imagining that you can fit an oval shape in here. So flourishing is all about trying to find where you can fit in little ovals. And the last word we're going to practice is the word adventure. Again, a very long word, so do make sure you leave enough room here so you can actually fit it in. So I'm starting mine a bit more to the left. Right, so I'm starting with the letter A, doing my letter D in a very simple style. Making sure I have nice spacing between my letters. So the longer your connection stroke, the bigger gap you will have between your letters. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want for your word to look very tight together, just make your connection strokes a bit shorter. Or if you want to spread your letters out a bit more, then just make sure that your connection stroke is a bit longer. And when I do the letter T, I'm going to come back to this, but I'm just going to add a very simple cross line. Like this. Right, so I might actually do my wide adventure a bit lower here. So I have this big flourish in a way, so I want to try and not cross over. So I'm just going to start my wide adventure a bit lower. So I'm starting with the letter A. And once I reach the letter D, I'm going to do this lovely little flourish that goes sort of over the letter A. And keep lettering. And this time I might do something with the letter N. So I just added this simple little underline flourish. Very, very light, quick movement. And I'm going to do the letter T very close to this letter N. Making sure the loop of my letter R is nice and big here. I'm just going to finish sort of normally, otherwise I think it's going to be a bit too much. And I might just add like a really long cross line over the letter T. So just a few examples for you how you can transform your lettering from a very, very simple style and add a bit more character by adding bigger loops in your letters, adding longer entry and exit strokes, making your cross lines of your letters T a bit more flourished, and then just adding these underline flourishes for letters M or N or R. Those are very common letters to flourish. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you'd like to learn more, I'll be happy to see you at one of my online classes. Have fun and happy lettering.